National Plan on Safe School. Uganda government unveils tool to monitor private hospitals. South Korea's first moon orbiter launched into space. The federal government of Nigeria has declared that it is preparing to launch a national plan for safe schools to forestall attacks on schools across the country. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, announced this in Abuja at a high-level summit on safeguarding the nation's schools. She said the national plan is expected to be launched before the end of the third quarter of 2022 and will clearly outline how Nigeria intends to protect our schools and other learning places so that the children can once again return to learning in a safer and more secured environment. The minister revealed that our ministry had established a committee with members drawn from relevant ministries, departments and agencies, including the Federal Ministry of Education as well as the military and other security agencies. She said the committee has been working to collect input from relevant MDAs and to develop a national plan for financing safe schools. According to her, the national plan will be implemented in phases, starting with the most at-risk states, local governments, and schools with host communities. The Uganda government says it has launched a digital tool for monitoring the quality and cost of services in private facilities in a move to promote public health. The tool, according to Uganda Health Federation, dubbed the Self-Regulatory Quality Improvement System, allows for assessing the availability and functionality of equipment, staffing, and quality of services offered by the facilities. Mr. Iwembesa maintained that the assessment using the tool would be a requirement for licensing or renewal for private hospitals, drugs, pharmacies, and standalone clinics or laboratories, and not close underperforming facilities. The executive director of Uganda Healthcare Federation, Ms. Grace Kinwanuka, the umbrella body for all private players in healthcare, said the tool helps the facilities access themselves using 16 service elements. According to the Uganda Health Federation, Uganda has 4,000 private health facilities, 10,000 drug shops and pharmacies, and 2,000 laboratory units. Meanwhile, Germany's health minister, who is an epidemiologist by training has led the country's fight against COVID-19 since December, Karl Lauterbach has tested positive for the coronavirus. The 59-year-old, according to media report, has only light symptoms and is working from home. Report has it that Lauterbach has had 4 vaccine shots, and his infection shows that with the highly contagious Omicron variant, an infection can be entirely ruled out, even with utmost caution. Germany, like many other countries, has been large declining numbers of cases this summer as new subvariants of Omicron drive infections. The government disclosed that some basic restrictions will remain in place during the coming fall and winter, when experts expect COVID-19 cases to rise again as people spend more time indoors. This is the World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ilawiye Okebale Osogbo, Voice of the West. Now, our midnight message. It is only when everyone works hard with the nation can record a sustainable growth. Contribute your quota. Lebanese media has reported that a massive fire has broken out in a building located near Beirut port. Meanwhile, Lebanese media have not yet released some details about the cause of the fire, possible casualties and damages to property and buildings, which locates at Kidmondo Theme Park near Beirut waterfront. The fire coincided with the second anniversary of the terrible explosion in the port of Beirut, which left 221 dead and thousands injured. China's foreign ministry today summoned the ambassadors of some European countries and Japan to lodge a protest against a G7 statement on Taiwan. According to reports, the foreign ministry lodged solemn representations over the G7 and European Union statement on the Taiwan question. The ministry told the envoys that the statement distorted the facts, which is a blatant political provocation. The ministry also summoned Japanese ambassador to China, Hideo Tarumi on Japan's position and said it seriously violated basic international rules and for China-Japan political documents. The Taiwan question concerns the political foundation of China-Japan relations and basic trust between the two countries. Deng recalled that Japan colonized Taiwan Island for a long time and bears historic criminal liabilities and should be more cautious in its words and deeds. South Korea has joined the race to the moon with the launch of its first lunar orbiter by Elon Musk aerospace company SpaceX. January, which means enjoy the moon, was carried on a Falcon 9 rocket launched from Cape Canaveral in Florida by Elon Musk aerospace company SpaceX. President of Korea Aerospace Research Institute Lee Sang-ru, in a video shown ahead of the launch, noted that the launch connotes a very significant milestone in the history of Korean space exploration. During the year-long mission, January will use 6 different instruments to conduct research, including investigating the lunar surface to identify potential landing sites for future missions. According to South Korean Science Ministry, one of the instruments will evaluate disruption-tolerant, network-based space communications, which is a world first. Reports indicate that the launch comes as South Korea accelerates its space program, seeking to send a probe to the moon by 2030 and join 9 countries working on the Artemis project aimed at a lunar landing mission by 2024. And here again are the highlights of the world at noon. Nigeria, the federal government has declared that it is preparing to launch a national plan for safe schools to forestall attacks on schools across the country. The Ugandan government says it has launched a digital tool for monitoring the quality and cost of services in private health facilities in a move to promote public health. South Korea has joined the race to the moon with the launch of its first lunar orbiter by Elon Musk aerospace company SpaceX. And that was the world at noon, edited by Nathaniel Oyubuki and delivered by Olushola Egbodofo. In today's news talk, titled "One Kidnapping Too Many, Where Do We Go From Here?" the guest writer Adwan Diamawu is of the opinion that kidnapping has assumed an alarming rate in the country.
Is the act of seizing and holding a person against his or her will. In Nigeria today, the act is being used by political terrorists as an economic means of generating funds to achieve their illicit mission. In the Western world, the maximum punishment for kidnapping is life imprisonment, but Nigerian government seems to be nonchalant to the nefarious effect of the ugly incident. In those days, it was child kidnapping, but these days, kidnapping has assumed an alarming rate to the extent that both young and old are kidnapped. Even military men, directors of industry, traditional rulers are not insulated from the wickedness of the heartless kidnappers who are feeding fat from the proceeds of illegality. Initially, it was vagabonds and those working carelessly in the society during the daytime that were kidnapped. But in the country today, every Nigerian is vulnerable as kidnapping is a threat to all and sundry. For instance, a woman was kidnapped in Okene, Kogi State about 6 months ago, right in her residence. She is still languishing in the kidnapper's den with 200 million naira ransom hanging like a sword of Damocles on her head. It goes without saying that the horror of kidnapping has remained an unprecedented trauma arising from great trepidation, which makes Nigerians sleep with their two eyes opened. The spate of kidnapping has reached an alarming dimension as safety of the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is currently threatened when kidnappers issue a threat notice which makes the president their next target. News Talk is of the view that a wind that blows off wardrobes is a warning light for those cladding in apparels along the streets. The pertinent question is, where do we go from here and where is the solution lies? This is a matter of immediate concern to everybody within the society, as nobody can accurately predict the next victim of kidnappers. This makes it imperative for all security agencies in the country to sharpen their intelligence gadgets to effectively capture all nooks and crannies of the society with a view to putting an end to the security challenges bedeviling the country. News Talk believes that kidnappers are not spirits. They live together with people of various communities where they are next-door neighbors. The only antidote to their nefarious activities is for the Nigerians to be security conscious and report suspicious characters and movements to the security agencies. News talk posits that local security outfits across the country should not stand akimbo and looking at the ugly development, but instead guide their loins and be ready to fight the hydra-headed monster that is currently threatening the survival of the nation. A stitch in time saves 9.
That news talk titled One Kidnapping Too Many. Where do we go from here? The guest writer Aduade Amawu noted that kidnapping recently in Nigeria has assumed a dangerous trend, which calls for security consciousness by all Nigerians. It was read by Adeniyi Kehinde. For more about us, you can visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening to The World at Noon. Good afternoon.